President Trump pushing for immigration reform as an illegal immigrant charged with the murder of Mollie Tibbetts makes his first appearance in court. The case reigniting a heated debate on immigration. Kayleigh McEnany is a spokeswoman for the RNC. She joins us now. Kayleigh, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sandra. A
horrific tragedy that, as a country, we all saw this play out. We did not know it would end like this. It did. And the president, now in the wake of Mollie Tibbetts' murder by an illegal immigrant, is calling for tougher immigration laws in this country. But you just heard him talking about how tough it is to work with Democrats on this issue. Can Congress get anything done?
It is tough. You know, first and foremost, I want to say my heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the family of Mollie Tibbetts. This is a heartbreaking tragedy. I prayed for her multiple times, and I encourage the nation to do so as well. But Democrats, you're exactly right. They're not working with us. And case in point, the president put forward a very smart compromise on immigration where we gave DACA recipients some sort of legalization in exchange for the wall, in exchange for that funding, in exchange for an end to chain migration and the visa lottery. 65% of Americans supported the plan, but Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi threw it aside, didn't seem to care, and just, talked about DACA and used it as a talking point rather than making meaningful change. And one question I really want to ask, Sandra, is why is it with Democrats that they don't seem to care about the American citizen? The American citizen is last. When Obama's intel community warns about refugees and the refugee flow and the fact that ISIS is trying to infiltrate, they talk about more refugees. When MS-13 invades our country, 10,000 members across 40 states, Nancy Pelosi talks about the spark of divinity. And then finally, when Mollie Tibbetts loses her life, what do Democrats say? Elizabeth Warren says, let's talk about a real problem. Let's talk about illegal immigrants on the border and how to help them. The American citizen is always last.
Well, it may not be the most important election issue as it's polling for Americans. Obviously, the economy and health care are up there, but immigration is a close third. And you hear the president, and he tweeted about it yesterday. He said Democrats are not going to do anything about this. And looking at what Democrats are saying in the wake of Mollie Tibbetts' murder, Iowa Democratic Party Chairman Troy Price says this: the Iowa Democratic Party is going to honor the wishes of the Tibbetts family to let them grieve in private. It will not turn this senseless tragedy into a partisan fight. So how will that message, or lack of a message, it seems like they want to avoid the issue, how is that message going to play for Democrats?
This is, to me, one of the most underreported issues, and when we survey the whole mainstream media, but it's going to be one of the most important election issues. When you have the left out there saying, let's abolish ICE, on the heels of us seeing this tragic murder, it's not about abolish ICE, it's about protect Americans. That message resonates with throughout the elections and will in the midterms. And this is a big problem, Sandra. You look, and 1/5 of those in custody in federal prisons are illegal immigrants. And you look at some of the state data in Texas alone, between 2011 and 2018, 663,000 criminal offenses from illegal immigrants. Most illegal immigrants are good, hardworking people, but nevertheless, the crime rate in this country for illegal immigrants should be zero. Not a single American should lose their life because the laws were not enforced.
Iowa's Republican Governor Kim Reynolds, she released a statement in the wake of all this, Kayleigh, saying that she's angry that a broken immigration system allowed a predator like this to live in our community. And it's a fair point to be made that when we talk about immigration and our border, we're often talking about this problem existing in states like Arizona, Texas, and other border states. Here we're talking about this happening in Middle America, Iowa. And in Iowa, Republicans are defending 2 congressional seats that Democrats have high hopes of winning. That Governor Reynolds is seeking a full term in her post as well. But you wonder how this is going to change the dynamic in Iowa.
It will definitely change the dynamic. You know, MS-13, they're not relegated to border states. They are in 40 states. This example in Iowa is another example that this happens in the heartland. It happens across the country. And, I've sat across from a mother, Sabine Durden, that lost her son, Dominic. I've seen her tears. I've seen the locket she wears around her neck with his ashes. This is a real problem. Not a single American citizen, not the Tibbetts family, not the Steinle family, not the Durden family, should lose their child and be permanently separated because someone was in this country and the laws were not enforced. American citizens must come first.
Our thoughts and prayers are with Mollie Tibbetts and her family as this discussion in this country continues, this debate for sure. Kayleigh McEnany, spokeswoman for the RNC, thank you.